Hello, welcome to the Lalantia Show. Today I'm coming on to talk about finding home within ourselves, because we spend so much of our time on Earth as humans, anyways, feeling like we don't belong anywhere, feeling like we're not home. We don't feel safe, we don't feel grounded, we don't feel secure. And basically, we need to find that within ourselves. So that's what this video is about. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer. I specialize in working with the magical realms. I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different magical beings. And today I tuned in to see if anybody wanted to come forward, but the message that I got from the guides is that this is important to come from me because it is my experience. It is things that I have been just receiving through my own intuition, through my higher self over the past couple of weeks. So some of you may know that I moved recently. I moved from an apartment to the wilderness, kind of. I mean, there's more to it, but basically I live in the woods. So does the wilderness, right? So I live in the woods, and it's really beautiful here, and it is one of the most magical places I've ever experienced in my entire life. But I realized the other day, when I went to my old park, the park that I have gone to for the past 6 or 7 years, at least 3 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less in the winter when the weather was bad. But I would go there, and I knew all of the fairies, the elementals, the nature spirits. I have a tree there that helps me when I have visions. Basically, he shows me a lot and holds that space for me to have those visions. So it's very familiar to me. It's very comforting. And when I went there, I felt like I was coming home, and I actually started crying because I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize like how much all of the change has really been affecting me. Even though I'm in a beautiful place, it is all new to me. Not only did I move from an apartment to being in the country, in the forest, all of the time, pretty much, except for when I have to run to town for supplies and whatever. But I moved from an apartment to a camper. I'm living in a very small space. Now, I chose this because to me, it is important to learn how to live without a lot of belongings, to live simply, and for the belongings to be something, only things that have like great meaning, and to learn to live more in harmony with the land. So to me, living in a tiny space would teach me that, and would help me to kind of get used to that, because my intentions going forward is a very simple way of living. And it just feels important to me to be able to live this way so that I can help other people see that this is important. Anyways, I digress. So being at the park, I realized how much I hadn't felt like I was at home. So I was like, well, why doesn't it feel like home at my place? And it's not that it doesn't feel like home here. Because when I come back here, I do feel like I'm returning home, but it's still new. It's not familiar. It's becoming familiar, but it takes some time. So it is adjusting to that. I'm recognizing the lighting is really weird here, but the other side, it was worse. I mean, the lighting was a little bit weird. It was really dark, but I had sunbeams on me, which was really cool, but you couldn't see me very well. Anyways, once again, so it really made me think a lot about what home is, and I started writing things up. And home is where the heart is. Well, what does that even mean? And home is where the people are that we love. Yes, that is true. My mom is home to me. My dad is home to me. My brothers, my sisters, they're home to me to some degree, right? Anytime I go to them or I spend time with them, I feel comfortable. Not necessarily in all of their homes, because They live very differently from me. They believe very differently from me. My mom's home will always be my home. It will always feel like home to me. But the others, maybe not, but they are home. As people, they are home. But then it was like my higher self just came in and she's like, you're home. You're home within yourself. Your home is in you. So no matter where you live, you can live anywhere in the world. You can be nomadic. You can live however you want. The important thing, what we are learning as humans is that we are home. That means that we have to love ourselves, to feel safe within ourselves, to feel secure within ourselves. And it is a journey. It's not that, all of a sudden we realize that and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm home and I love myself and I'm secure in myself and all of these things. No, we have to release all of those stories and those patterns and all of that stuff that we've been holding on to that has made us feel uncomfortable in our own bodies and not feel safe in our bodies. And a lot of that is from past lives. I do a lot of trauma work from past lives and from the lost lands, especially Atlantis. And there's a lot of energy there that keeps us from feeling like we are at home within our own bodies. But this is what we're learning. We're learning to be at home within our bodies. And that is what the message is today. So when we channeled for this week, when Natalie and I channeled for this week in Sorceress Circle, which is my free group, the link is below, it came up that importance of trusting in ourselves and not relying on other people's truths. Other people, what they have to share, what they have to speak. It may bring up our own truths, but if we're not connected to ourselves, then we may just take on other people's beliefs. That's how we are conditioned. We just take on other things if we're not connecting to ourselves. So everything seems like it's all circling back around to this connection with ourselves, being within our own bodies and knowing that we're safe within our bodies. Now, for a few months now, Natalie and I have been channeling a program that is about journeying through the chakras, and it is working. The dragons have come forward for this, and we're going to be literally journeying through the chakras. So one journey will go into the root chakra, and we will, set up our own altars in there. We'll look at disharmony within the chakra and any fears, beliefs, past life stuff, all of the things that are held within that chakra to recognize what really needs to be released and let go of, so that we can build the energy of what we really want to be feeling, and we can really dedicate ourselves. Our chakras are our temples within ourselves, and we'll be setting them up as temples. And we're going to be doing that in my membership group, Realms of Empowerment, also link below, for 4 months. So we'll be going through each of the chakras. We're also going to be working together as a group, and they're set up as moon circles. So each journey will also be coming together, raising energy together, holding space for each other, all of that. There's going to be teachings, all kinds of stuff in there. So I wanted to mention that, but I thought it was really amazing how everything seems to be circling around each other. Like, it's coming back to the same things. That it's all about this connection to ourselves, that we need to learn to trust in us, not in everybody else, and believing everybody else above all else. We need to believe ourselves above all else. We need to trust in ourselves. We need to know ourselves. We need to know our truths. We need to know that we're safe. We need to move out of a place of just being in survival and move into a place of thriving and creating a new way of living, new ways of living, and becoming comfortable with that. So I chose a new way of living. That means that my body has to be assured that this is safe, because when I have lived simply in the past, it was purely because of survival. Now I can thrive, but live in a place of simplicity, not because of lack, but because of choice. I can still have what I desire, but I can live simply, so that yeah, I don't need all the things. Anyway, it is so important to return to ourselves and to know ourselves and to learn to love ourselves. So that's basically the message that I want to come on here and share. I do want to say that I need to keep my videos shorter because I am relying on a hotspot because there's no Wi-Fi here, and the last video was way too long. So I'm going to try to keep them closer to 10, 15 minutes. So I'm going to end this here. If you are interested in joining the membership group, Realms of Empowerment, it is $97 a month at the time of recording this video. We could change that at any time, but for right now, it is $97 a month. We do a full moon circle, new moon circle, and we do channeling twice a month. The channeling is for every single member. So every single member gets a channel message twice a month. And Natalie and I both channel, so it's almost like getting 4 messages sometimes. It depends on if you have a question. But it's a lot. You get a lot of stuff in there. So you're definitely welcome to join us in there. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. My contact form, it has come to my awareness that my contact form is not working very well because people are not getting my replies. So I'm sorting that out at this time, but you can reach out to me on Instagram as well. That might actually be a better way of reaching me right now at this moment. But yeah, I would be happy to chat with you about that. You are also welcome to join us in our free group on Facebook, Source Versus Circles, so that you can get to know us a little bit better. So thank you so much for watching today. Please share any thoughts, experiences, whatever you have below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video.